Good morning and welcome to day 16th of the third annual WSOP Daily Spaces coverage and the longest running poker space. I'm Sherry Pluskota, aka Peaches, and I'll be your host today. And I see Rick, one of my co hosts, is joining us now. So give me a minute to push the buttons for him. Unfortunately, Isaac is feeling a bit under the weather. So little prayers sending out to Isaac that he feels a little better today. Hopefully, we'll see him tomorrow. If not, no big deal. He needs to take care of himself first for sure. Many thanks to my sponsor, Elevator Results. If you need a tailor made workout plan to help you lose weight or gain weight, Elevator Results can design that plan. Follow them on Twitter or check out their site at elevatorresultspt.com. You can find the recordings of my past spaces, including all the daily coverages and the interviews, at my YouTube channel at Sherry Pluskota 9212. Please subscribe. I'm almost caught up with getting the past episodes on there. My IT guy, as I mentioned the other day, is going through a divorce. It's been tough on him. So just being a little patient as we wait for him to have the time to work on my IT stuff. I think I'm only about 4 or 5 episodes behind, though, on the daily shows, and all of the interviews are up now. So you can check them out at my YouTube channel or go down my feed on my Twitter account. You can click a link there as well. Don't forget the fifth official Spaces meetup game is June 21st at the Bellagio Poker Room at 1 p.m. It is a cash game. Many thanks to the Bellagio staff and Sean McCormack for having us and also providing us free pizza. Again, if PPE shows up, that loathing son of a gun, good for nothing. And I'm saying that jokingly. We miss PPE for sure. And I miss my conversations with him. Even when they got hot and heavy, they were always authentic for sure. So free pizza at that meetup game. And of course, the reason I'm alluding to PPE is because Sean McCormack made an offer that if PPE attended, he would get unlimited free pizza, which he could just turn into maybe free pizza for the whole room. So there you go, PPE. Don't forget, we're going to have many Splash the Pot items to give away that day, including 2 Phase 4 passes from the Green Visor Gang. Appreciate those folks and what they do for me in support of me and what I do. And they know I support them and what they do. Um, and of course, they're going to give us some swag to give away as well. We have that amazing Malta Poker package, which I'm going to talk about for in a little bit in more detail. Yvonne was with us yesterday. If you didn't hear her, I recommend you go back and listen to that space. I was excited about this poker package giveaway before she came on the space yesterday, but honestly, I was even 10 times more excited after she spoke to us about it. And told us that, when you're at the Hilton every morning, you get the buffet for free. When you're at the main event, you're going to get the main event dinner for free. I mean, there are some extras there that we just didn't even know existed until she came and spoke with us yesterday. So it was quite exciting, of course. I'm thrilled to be able to give that package away at the meetup game. That says a lot about what we're doing here in Spaces. And of course, it makes me feel good that a friend of mine recognizes what we're doing and wants to reward that and support that. So much love to Yvonne for sure. We're going to get into that package in a little bit. Please be reminded that we always try to give the most updated and accurate information possible, but we do make mistakes. So please double check any information we provide to ensure yourself the best experience possible. And if you find we've made a mistake, please let us know. Reach out to us, reach out to me, let me know so that I can let the audience know that a mistake has been made. Because the one thing we want is accurate information to go out for everybody. A reminder that John Cernuto's celebration of life is June 15th at 11 o'clock at the Tap House. Please don't forget to RSVP. That number is 702 513 5244. Again, the Tap House. The number is 702 513 5244. Don't forget to RSVP so those folks can be prepared for the crowd. It's always easier to be prepared when you know what the numbers are. So if you go to that event, I would appreciate if there is a printed program, or I would appreciate somebody getting one for me and sending it to me. For sure, I can't make it, and I'm saddened that I can't. But my granddaughter's first birthday party is the same day, and so sometimes we have to make choices in life. All right, welcome, Rick O'Connor. How are you, Rick O'Connell? I don't know why I want to put an R at the end of your name. Rick O'Connell.
Top of the morning to you, young lady.
Thanks. Same to you, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well, and Pepper Kitty is joining us this morning. He's decided to take a nap right next to my phone holder, so he's with us today.
Awesome. And speaking of, if you guys come in, especially my co-host or anybody that wants to speak on the panel, yesterday, Brad told me he came in the space. I never saw him. So I never invited him up to speak. So definitely send me a request when you come in if you want to speak or if you're one of the co-hosts, because um, right now X is very unpredictable. And, Brad sent me a message yesterday, and I was like, wait, you were in the space? I didn't even see him. I had no clue he was in the space. And I hate it because I'm sure he was like, why is she ignoring me? Well, I didn't know he was there. So definitely send me a request if you're a co host, and of course, everybody's always welcome to speak. So if you'd like to come up and speak, send me a request, please, because Twitter is bugging out. Rick, aren't you getting ready to go on a trip pretty soon?
Yeah, July 14th, the 14th through the 28th. We're going to Edinburgh for 3 days, and then getting on the MS Boletta, which used to be Holland America's beautiful Amsterdam, for 7 days around France and England, and then we're going to be in Liverpool for 3 days because Linda's never been there, and of course, I've been a Liverpool Football Club fan since 1981, so she wants to see all the Beatles sites, So,
Well, of course she does.
absolutely. So we're
I
we're
love
looking
that.
forward to that. Again, like last November, the first day we were in London, we walked 9 miles. So it's like,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm assuming we'll probably do the same thing in Edinburgh because neither one of us has been there. So it's an exciting
Wow.
trip. It's an exciting trip for us old farts.
Well, it sounds amazing. And if I could fit in your suitcase, I would try it
Oh
for
man, let me tell
sure.
you, that ship is just beautiful. They've kept her in just great condition, and
Oh,
smaller. It's a smaller ship too. So, but I
well,
got a
that
funny
sounds.
story to tell you.
Go ahead.
When because you have someone in the family that plays tennis, right?
I do.
So I played a lot of tennis when I was younger, especially in college. And in fact, the guy that I practiced with, Mark Schuring, went on to become the Illinois state champion. And so I tried taking up this pickleball deal.
Uh-oh, you're
Yeah, really.
hooked.
So, and I
You're
when I played
hooked.
when I played hockey, nobody could ever trip me. I had great balance. I never got tripped. So I've been playing for a couple of months now, and the other day, I instead of turning to go back to hit the ball, I decided to just go backwards. And what happens? Yep. My
Oh.
tailbone is bruised. I got a big
Oh.
bump on my head.
Oh no. No, no, no.
They said I bounced pretty good
Oh,
though. So.
that sounds terrible.
Crazy game, let me tell you, crazy
It
game.
is a crazy game, but I'm just going to give you a little talking to. You need to get out on that court by yourself or out in your driveway and practice some footwork so
No
that
kidding. No kidding.
that doesn't happen to you again, because you could have really seriously injured yourself.
Yeah. And it's totally different than tennis footwork.
Oh
It's
yeah.
different. I'm trying to, I'm remembering my tennis stuff, and it's like, Well, that doesn't work.
No, not at all. It's totally different. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're okay, but more importantly, well, not more importantly, but I'm glad you've taken up the sport. It is a great sport, and
A lot of
a,
fun.
yeah, and a lot of retired tennis players, doesn't matter their age, um, have taken it up, and they're really enjoying it.
Yeah, Agassi and Graf, boy, they're fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
They're
and
fun to watch.
and see for my daughter, she hates it.
Ah.
And I'm going to tell you why. Um, there's not enough people to make it competitive for her.
Oh, okay.
So she is, it's like watching paint dry for her. She hates it. Now, when she gets in a group of some of her former, teammates or people she was on the pro tour with, of course, it's tons of fun, right?
Right.
But that's not everyday life because they don't all live in the same city together. And so, yeah, she if you say pickleball, she will groan and growl at you.
Wait till she gets to be at my age, anyway.
Right?
You know.
And she can make a great living on the pickleball tour. Believe me,
Absolutely.
she was the number one doubles player in college tennis, and
Well, there
in
you
the
go.
so she would do well. But yeah, it's hilarious too. And now she finds herself hosting a pickleball tournament here in Spokane.
Oh
So
my goodness. Oh
which
my
is
goodness.
which is kind of comical, but
Good
she's
for
using
her.
it to raise money for her program. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's great. That's great.
yeah, it's kind of fun. All right, let's move on to if you get your stuff it ready. I'm going to do some tournaments around town, then I'll turn it over to you. Okay, Rick?
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Over at Planet Hollywood today at 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and 10 p.m. is a $100 buy-in, 20K starting stack, 15-minute blinds, 1K guarantee. That's over at Planet Hollywood. Over at Caesar's Palace at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. is a $120 buy-in, $50 add-on, 15K in starting stack, 20-minute blinds, 1K guarantee. At 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. is a $160 buy-in, 50K add-on, 20K starting stack, 20-minute blinds, 2K guarantee. Over at Resorts World at 12:05 and 7:05 is a $200 no limit tournament, 25K starting stack, 30-minute blinds, 3K guarantee. Over at Mandalay Bay at 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. is a $60 no limit tournament, 10K starting stack, 15-minute blinds, and there is no guarantee on those tournaments over at Mandalay Bay. Go ahead, Rick.
Okay, in our favorite South Point, today's Wednesday schedule, 10:10 a.m. is their daily no limit hold'em tournament, 120 buy-in, $10,000 guarantee. At 2:10 p.m. is a turbo bounty, $120 buy-in, $5,000 guarantee. At 6:10 tonight, a deeper stack, $240 buy-in, $20,000 guarantee. And at 10:10 tonight, the turbo bounty, $120 buy-in, $3,000 guarantee. Of course, my wife's phone is going off right now, and she's not in here. All right. And again, the starting stacks for the South Point are for a $120 buy-in. It's a $20,000 starting, 20,000 chip starting stack, and for the 240, it's a 30,000 starting stack. And moving over to the win for today, Wednesday, we have um, at 11 a.m. with last rebuy at 3:30, the No Limit Hold'em one day 1E, $1,600 buy-in, unlimited rebuys, $2.5 million guarantee. That's a big one. Today is the at 11 is the seniors day 3, and tonight at 7. They with the last rebuy at 10 o'clock tonight, they have a No Limit Hold'em Turbo 1F, $1,600 buy-in, unlimited rebuys, and that is the $2.5 million guarantee. That's a heck of a guarantee, a $1,600 buy-in. Let me tell you that. Going over to Venetian, you have the MSPT Day 2 at 11, and at 11:10 today at the Venetian, with the last rebuy at 5:55, the Big O bounty, and the bounty's 500. $1,600 buy-in, unlimited rebuys, $300,000 guarantee. So that's your South Point, your win, and your Venetian for today. And looks like Sherry is cut off over there.
Oh my God. Thank you for that reminder because I'm just talking about the Aria tournament today and my microphone was off. So let's start that all over again. I was
Page
shuffling
two.
paper. I was shuffling paper around. I normally never shut my mic off just because I'm trying to do so many things at one time.
No problem.
And so I was shuffling papers and I was like, I wonder if they could hear that. Let me just shut my mic off.
Yeah.
And of course, I never shut it off. So then you hear me. So here we go. Over at the Aria today at 11 o'clock is their no limit tournament. And it is an $1,100 buy in with a $250,000 guarantee. Be reminded if you make the final table in that tournament, you're going to get an Aria hoodie. Over at the MGM today at 10 o'clock is a no limit bounty, $400 buy in, 30K guarantee. At 1800 hours is their day two of their no limit tournament. At 1400 hours is another no limit tournament, which has a $500 buy in, a 40K guarantee. At 1800 hours is their PLO 8, $250 buy in, 10K guarantee. At 2100 hours is their no limit tournament. It is a $150 buy in, a 3K guarantee. That is all over at the Bellagio. I'm sorry, over at the MGM. Now I'm going to tell you about what's going on at the Bellagio. This is the Mixed Game Festival, and it's going to go through tomorrow, the 12th. But then again, they're going to have some more Mixed Game Festival next week, the 15th through the 19th. And that is Bet MGM Poker is teaming up with Card Player to host that Mixed Game Festival over at the Bellagio. I heard it's been going well, and Robbie's doing a great job as always. So get over there if you're a mixed game guru or even if you're a newbie. They're very soft on newbies and helping newbies. So get on over to the Bellagio. At 11 o'clock is a no limit $400 buy in. Um, and that's at the Orleans, and it is a 40K guarantee. 1600 hours is an '08 Stud 8 tournament, $240 buy in, 10K guarantee. Also at the Orleans today is at 1800 hours is their no limit tournament, $200 buy in, 15K guarantee. At 2200 hours is their Survivor. It's $125 buy in, $1,500 guarantee. Over at the Nugget today is day two of their Bar Poker Open. That starts at 11. 12 o'clock, they have a no limit tournament. It's a $400 buy in, 40K guarantee. At 1800 hours is their no limit tournament, and it is a $200 buy in and 20K guarantee. That's what's going on around town. Now we're going to focus in on the WSOP and what is happening over there. Pardon me. Yesterday was the final day of the Colossus. And before I get on with the results, I need to apologize to I think it's Sigrid Denchecker. I think is how the name is pronounced. It's Sigriddencker, who was one of the top chip leaders yesterday. And I didn't realize it was a female. Of course, we have a lot of names that are unfamiliar to me, and from different countries around the world, and so I don't know if they're females or males, right? And so I apologize. I did want to say that she came in pardon me, eighth place yesterday for $73,000 in the Colossus. So on to the winner, Courtney Williams took home $542,000 for taking down the Colossus. And Raswami Pai Lord came in second and took home $361,000. And Matt Glantz also placed third for $273,000. So congrats to all those winners. Moving on to event number 27, the $1,500 Big O tournament. 2 million in the prize pool, 1,499 entries, 297,000 was waiting at the top. And the winner and chip leader going into yesterday, Igor Zitster of the United States, took it home and took that $297,000 with him. Second in chip stacks going into yesterday and coming out in second place was Paul Sincere, taking home $190,000. Event number 29, which was the $2,500 no limit tournament, 3.4 million in the prize pool. There were 1,493 entries, 224 got paid. The winner was Mark Darner, who took home $496,000. Second in chip stacks going into yesterday and coming out in second place was David McGowan, who took home $331,000. Event number 30 was the 10K no limit deuce to seven low ball draw, 2.2 million in the prize pool, 223 in the field, and there are 6 left going into today. The chip leader is Benjamin Yu with 3 million. Darren Elias has 3 million, and Nick Schumer has Nicholas Schulman has 3 million as well. And I think they're trying to convert us into thinking about big blinds only, because they put 3 million, but then they put what the actual chip count is in big blinds in parentheses next to it. So that is a bit annoying that we're being forced to use an app. Now we're being forced to think about it in big blinds. In that 10K tournament, Brian Rast finished 14th for 27,000, which is great news for Team Spacers. Event number 31 was $800 no limit deep stack, 8-handed. There were 4,481 runners, 3.2 million in the prize pool. 673 got paid. The winner is Jonathan Stober, and he took home 352,000. Daniel Costner took home 234,000 in second place. And a shout out again to Team Spacers member Stephen Song. He went out 45th for $8,000. Event number 32, which is the 50K no limit 8-handed high roller, 5.9 million in the prize pool, 124 entries. There are 10 left. 1.9 million waiting at the top. A min cash was 102,000. And this is great news for Team Spacers today. Jason Kuhn is our chip leader with 15 million, and Lucky Chewy is in second place as far as chip stacks with 7 million, and both of them are on our fantasy team. So great news for Team Spacers for that tournament. Event number 33, $1,500 no limit, 677,000 in the prize pool. There is 130K waiting at the top, and the chip leader is Adam Tyberski. He has 3 million in his chip stack. Nicholas, and I'm just going to spell it, Tsoukalas, has 2 million in his chip stack, and Big Hooney is a part of Team Spacers, and he finished 8th place for 11,000 and getting his first points on our Spacers team roster as far as for himself. Event number 34, $1,500 no limit super turbo bounty. There's 247K waiting at the top. 333 will get paid. Team Spacers, rise up and celebrate. John Racier won this event and the 247,000. He just had his third son, and now he has his third bracelet, and I call that baby run good, just like everyone else does. So John put on his points on our team for the first time yesterday. So go us.
He
Go
hosts
ahead.
the game in Tampa at the Hard Rock in Tampa. So he's a Florida guy, and he's a good guy. So, but he has a private game over the Hard Rock in Tampa. So
Nice. Yeah, he is a nice guy. And of course, I'm glad to hear mommy and baby are doing well. Second place in that tournament was Zion, and he took or she took home 164,000. I'm not sure if that's a screen name or what, because it was just one name. I'm assuming it's a screen name, but it could just be their real name. I have no idea. Event number 35 was the $3,000 no limit freeze out. There's 2.8 million in the prize pool. 10,027 runners and 156 are moving on. There is no player list available when I checked it about a half an hour ago. There is 451,000 at the top. 155 will get paid. Event number 36 is the 10K pot limit. Omaha high low 8 or better. There were 304 entries, 142 remain, and there was no prizes listed as of about half an hour ago. In first place is Retracted from the United States. It has 373K. I don't know if that's their screen name, if that name has been removed or retracted or what, but it's listed as Retracted. And whatever that is, or whoever that is, has 373,000. In second place with in chip stack sizes is Michael Cordy, Korody, maybe Korody, has 337,000 in chips. Some notables still in it to win it. In 13th place is Deeb with 226,000. Team Spacers team member in 27th place, Brian Rast, has 186,000. And of course, a Space's favorite, Alan Kessler, is still in it with in 40th place, and he has 160K in his chip stack. So good luck to everyone, and let's have a great day in that tournament as well as the rest of them. I'm just going to go over quickly the schedule for today at the WSOP. You'll have to look up the satellites and deep stacks yourself. This is just the bracelet events. At 10 a.m. is flight 1A of event 37, which is the $1,500 no limit monster stack. At 12 p.m. is the final day of event 32, that 50K eight-handed high roller. 12 p.m. also is day one of event 38, 100K no limit high roller. At 12 p.m. is day two, event 35, $3,000 no limit freeze out. At 1 p.m. is the final day of event number 33, which is the $1,500 no limit tournament. At 1 p.m. is day two of event 36, the 10K pot limit Omaha high, low, 8 or better. At 2 p.m. is day one of event 39, which is a $1,500 horse with an H at the beginning, the horse event. So that's what's been going on and is going to be going on at the WSOP. Uh, any questions or comments, Rick?
no, it's great. I think Eric's going to play in the Monster Stack Friday.
Nice.
So that's that's a fun event. So things are moving right along, and it's nice to hear that some of those really good players are having good events so far. So
I know it's
I,
very exciting. Because we are doing this team spacers team in the fantasy league, and of course, when you're picking a team, you're like, okay, who are we going to pick and what reasons, and who aren't we going to pick and what reasons, and it really was a fun process. And ASG, shout out to you because you helped make it fun as well, and so for that team to be doing decent and whatever happens, happens. We're taking a
right.
chance just like everyone else, right?
You've got a good team. You got a good team.
We do have a solid team. No matter what happens, I'm proud of the team we picked, for sure. And it's a fun sweat. It's a $52 sweat, right? All summer long. And very cool. Very cool.
Good for you guys. That sounds fun.
Thank you, Bathwater, for buy-in. Says great info here on a daily schedule of tournaments across Vegas. Thank you, Bathwater, for buy-ins. Let me just check messages real quick. You see Brad? Do you see Brad on your screen right now?
No, I see bathwater, but now I don't see Brad.
Okay, Brad just sent me a screenshot that he's here. He just sent me a screenshot that he's actually here.
Wow.
And we cannot see you, Brad. Can you
No,
please send me a request, Brad?
he's a ghost.
It's so weird. I don't know what is
What
going
is
on
going
with
on?
this.
That's
But
strange.
Brad, we cannot see you. And if there's anybody else in here, if you want to come up and speak, please send me a request because the only people I can see right now are Rick, Dana, D Man, Sandy Joy, ASG, and Bathwater for Buy ins. So if you're in here, we can't see you. Sorry. I have one other listener. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Wow, that's
Oh, and
strange.
you know what? Um, Brad said that he sent multiple requests. Oh, Brad, I have no clue, buddy. Let me see. Um, I don't even know what to tell you to do. This is the first time I've heard of this. Um, Maybe go out of the app and shut all of your apps and then try to come back in. I don't even know. I don't even know what to tell you other than that.
Maybe get rid of his X app and then reload it.
Oh, no, no, no. Don't do that right now. People that have done that in the last 2 weeks have been locked out of Twitter.
You're
So,
kidding me.
no, so definitely
You're
don't
kidding.
delete the app and reinstall right now,
Okay.
but
All
go
right.
out and close all the apps and come back in. And when you come back in, go to the link on my page. Don't use the link in the DM. Try the link that's actually on my page. That's so crazy. That is insane. I don't even know what to say. Uh, except I wonder how many more people this is happening to. So I'm going to make a tweet about that later. That maybe we can follow up on, so people don't think we're ignoring them. I mean,
Yeah,
we just don't see the requests.
I would talk to the technical people with X and see what's going on because that's not right.
Good morning.
Hey, Dana, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good,
Feeling
thank you.
better?
I am feeling better, thank you. And for
Good.
for those that were listening yesterday, I should have started with the show with that today. I appreciate the concern. I definitely was having some weird, and I'm just some weird pains. I'm not even going to say where because
Yeah.
people panic. And to me, it was more like I don't even know, like a cramp, but it was like not easing up,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just needed to lay down and and just deal with it. So I had to cut the show short for anybody that wasn't here yesterday because I just did not feel well. So thank you for asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely feel better today. You want to tell
Well,
us what's? Go ahead.
I just wanted to help troubleshoot maybe.
Perfect.
Um, of course, anybody with customer service experience or experience with customer service is going to tell you that to delete cookies. That's going to be the first thing. And I also wanted to find out if he's on desktop or is he on a desktop, iPad, or is he on the phone trying to speak in spaces?
Oh yeah, and hopefully Brad's been around with me since May of 2023. So I would have to
Mhm.
venture to guess that he's on his phone, but I did not ask him, of course. So we'll see if he tries to come back or if he just gives up. God bless him.
So I
Um,
would just try another device. That would be my advice.
yeah, he's saying he's on his phone. This is so weird. The only other thing I could say is maybe shut off your phone and for about a minute and then turn it back on and see if it clears out anything that is hanging you up from being able to come in here where we can see you. I know you're in here because you're telling me what we're saying. Uh, and you showed me the screenshots. I know you're in here. I believe you, but so maybe we could see you when you're in here. That's crazy. That's crazy. So hopefully he'll get in here. I want to, while we wait for him to try to work that out, I'm going to say congratulations to a Space's favorite, Barry Levy, who finished 44th out of 358 for $440 in that deep stack over at the WSOP yesterday. Also, congrats to Ruben, who took down the online tournament was a WSOP 15K PKO for $1,571 plus $1,820 for his KOs for a total of $3,391. So congrats, Ruben. I also want to give Ruben a shout out. He made a donation of gift cards for the meetup game. So appreciate you, Ruben, and hopefully he's going to be able to join us that day. And it's looking like he is. And he has said that in a space, so that's why I don't mind saying it, because anybody that knows me knows I don't say who's coming to the game unless they have said it on a space themselves or in a public forum, because that's their business, not mine. Um, I also want to give a little shout around town winners. Oh no, I forgot. Reno. Reno is another favorite here in Spaces. He's in on an airplane right now, on his way back to Vegas to play the Monster Stack. So good luck to Reno. Some winners around town. Stephanie Chung took down event number 37 over at the Venetian. It was an $800 PLO, 8 or better, for $39,000. So congrats, Steph. At the Win, John DiParizio took down the $1,100 Turbo tournament for 27K over at the Win. Over at Resorts World, Marcus Schilling took down the Summer Series event number 9. It was a $200 buy-in, and he took home $5,100 for his efforts. So congratulations to those winners around town. Dana, you want to tell us what's going on at HCL?
Well,
You need a minute? I'll move on to something else and come back. It won't bother us. We're used
Monday
to
through no special events right now, but Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, and you never know what Ryan's got up his sleeves. We've had a couple of great games so far. Last night was really funny because J Bugs got completely on tilt on Tilted Tuesday. I haven't seen or heard about the lineup tonight, but again, just keep your eyes peeled on the
right,
socials.
right on.
Oh, I saw uh what's his name? Isaac. He's the one that won the bracelet. He's an HCL player. Ivan.
Ivan, or
Yeah.
is it Ig? Wait, let me look up his name. Isn't it? Is it Igor? Maybe. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me look it up. I want. You know me. I have to have it right. He won. Well, where did I? Oh yeah, it's Igor.
Yeah, Igor. He's
Igor.
an HCL guy.
Nice.
And Jack, he's the one with the funky $2 million watch that won the 25K. Um they used his legal name, so that's why uh you might not recognize it without looking at him. So,
Right, 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 right.
but he
This
made his debut on the $1 million game this year. So,
lots of good stuff going on at
yep.
HCL, and you know, everybody can have their own opinions. I don't give a flying flip. I'm focusing on the poker people, the poker.
Yeah.
HCL has a great stream. I love the fact that DeGaff is back in the booth often and
Yes.
more involved again, because I feel like he's always trying to do some innovative things and always hardworking in the world of poker. And I like to focus on the world of poker. So uh, love
Yeah.
it. Love, 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 love it. And
And we even got some crushers for our dealers. Sammy the dealer is in Vegas right now playing the 3K freeze out.
nice.
So yeah.
That's awesome. I
Anyway,
love to hear that.
I appreciate that.
Of course, of course. I told you last week
Yes,
we're
ma'am.
gonna, that you are more than welcome to plug HCL when you come in here, and because we are poker players and we want to hear about poker around the world. So
Yep.
anybody can come up here and tell me what they got going on, and I will support it and plug it. Why? Because we're in the poker world and there's room for everybody.
I love
There's
it.
room in the poker world for everybody. It's not me against you or you against me. We're all in this together. So let's have fun, support each other, because that makes it better for all of us, for God's sakes. I mean, come on. Um, I want to talk about in case y'all didn't see it, they are changing the Tournament of Champions. It's no longer going to be done. So the WSOP made an announcement in a tweet that the Tournament of Champions will no longer take place. And the WSOP is replacing it with a Ticket to Paradise. So instead of the ring winners on the circuit getting a Tournament of Champions invite, they're going to get a $5,000 prize or no, $5,000 package to go to the Bahamas. So I think that's a great change. Quite honestly, them having the Tournament of Champions in California 2 weeks before the WSOP event starts, I have never thought was a good idea. It just puts a lot of pressure on people and their home lives to be able to, go from LA or California to the WSOP, maybe go back home in between. I mean, it just is, that was a lot to expect out of people. If they would have kept it in Vegas, I would have just been on board forever with that. But this is kind of a nice package to give away. And of course, the WPT in Vegas going on at the same time. So you wonder if it's not just a little jab at the WPT, because they seem to be battling over the same audience. And quite honestly, the world is big enough for both. So why schedule it at the same time, people? Let's learn from each other. But anyway, I do like that change. You guys got any comments about that? All right, moving on.
I'm sorry, Pepper just decided to kick over Linda's drink.
Oh God,
But
don't you
anyway,
just
you're
love
right.
it?
I think I love the idea of a tournament of champions, and it's something that we explored many, many, many years ago when I was still working in the poker world. Bringing it for the Hard Rock, bringing together all the champions from all the Hard Rock properties. But I agree with you. I think the whole idea of doing it in California at the same time was silly, and it should stay in Vegas during this huge festival of poker that the WSOP puts on. So,
Yeah, it just I don't like the fact that it puts a lot of pressure on the players, and then a lot of them did. I think they only had like 500-600 show up out of like 200 eligible or something. Like it's just not a good
no,
situation. It
no,
just
we're all in this together too, and you're absolutely right. There's more than enough room for WPT and for WSOP, and like even the Moneymaker Tour and some of these other tours, and that there's plenty of room all over this country for that type of poker, and we should be helping each other out. And that's me, I'm a huge cruiser, and that's the one thing that all the CEOs of the cruise lines say is that we can learn from each other. So if somebody comes up with a great idea, so what if the other guy copies it? If it's a
exactly,
good idea, let them go ahead. That's the whole idea.
exactly.
Makes it better for us. You know,
It's so funny because sometimes I'll get DMs about, well, so and so copied your idea or stole your idea. And I said, no, they're giving me the biggest compliment they ever could. They copied my idea. And guess
absolutely,
what? I have
absolutely.
no problem with that.
Yeah.
I
So
have no problem with that whatsoever. It is a compliment
it
and should be
just makes
seen as
all
that.
better. That's what the guys, the CEOs at the cruise line say. It makes us all better, and
Yes,
it gives our passengers a better experience if we can all learn from each other and really come up with innovative ideas for everyone. So that's the whole idea.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, I've messed up my pictures. Hold on, I'm trying to find all of my photos. Okay, hold on, I'm trying. I just want to say that I'm going to move on to something else if I can find the tweet, because I took a screenshot of it because I do think it's important. I believe Shannon Shorr single handedly may have solved the parking wars at the WSOP. For those that may not know, um, folks have been going into the self park at the WSOP, and then when it's time to leave, they can't get the gate to go up. And so they're stuck there because there's no attendant. And they're stuck there with people beeping the horn, um, trying to get out. Like that's going to do any good, right? And honestly, somebody said someone crashed the gate the other day because they just couldn't get out. So they just crashed through the gate, which of course is just insane. So Shannon Shorr put out a tweet and it reads the following: have had 100% success rate exiting the WSOP with this strategy. On entry to the garage, press the button to get a ticket. Do not insert the diamond card. Take the ticket with you when leaving before you walk into the garage. Oh, wait. Take the ticket with you. When leaving, to go back to your car, in other words, before you walk into the garage, validate your ticket at the walk up machines by the elevators. Insert the ticket first, then insert the diamond card. Of course, 7-star 2. Machine will read no payment needed and spit your ticket out. License plate is now recognized and you simply pull it out. The scanner on the first floor is most likely broken. Thanks for y'all's input last week. So there you go. If you've been stuck in the parking deck, or if you're going to the WSOP and you haven't had your chance to get stuck in the parking deck yet, here is your solution. And again, that's a tweet that Shannon Shorr put out. I did retweet it so people can go back to reference it. So if you're stuck there, you're like, what do I need to do? Or if you're about to enter that garage, that's what you need to do to get out of the garage. It's been a nightmare, but hopefully Shannon Shorr has ended the parking lot wars at the WSOP. So there
That's
you go.
that's another self checkout situation.
Right? Exactly. It's terrible. And it's been going on like this is day 16. And, people are still complaining they're stuck and they've been stuck for hours. And, what do you do? Like, I can't tell you that I wouldn't crash the gate if I was sitting there 2 hours trying to get out.
No kidding.
I mean, honestly, could you say you wouldn't crash the gate? Like, what?
No.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't stand losing my keys. I can't stand standing in line, and I cannot stand being trapped.
there you go.
Like those are the three, like straight to 10.
Right. Right. And so hopefully they're going to get it sorted out before the darn WSOP ends. You know what I mean? Like today would be a good day to get it sorted out so people aren't trapped in that darn parking garage. So anyway, there's a solution for you. You may want to be proactive and know what the solution is before you go so you know to get the ticket and you also know to validate it before you leave the casino. So Shannon Shorr, thank you for that information. I did want to say that the WSOP is still having some online issues. And um, let me, I'm going to pull up the tweet again. Um, it says Zach, which is Hustler Grune, I think, Grune, tweeted out yesterday evening or maybe wee hours: 0 emails, 0 statements, 0 things done an entire day later from the WSOP online. Instead, tonight your site glitches out in a way never seen before, zeroing out people's balances, and then sits late regging people 20 minutes after registration is closed in the 1Ks comedy. So, not sure if they've been hacked or what, but there seems to be some issues with the WSOP online site. So, be careful out there, folks. I don't know anybody personally that's had any issues, but there have been a couple of issues. Of course, people out, being locked out of that day two event. Go ahead, Rick.
Whenever you change systems like that, there could be some glitches here and there. I mean, having worked with technology over the last few years with other companies, it very seldomly always goes smooth. So, and that, it's huge. What they do technically is just
Of
absolutely
course.
huge. So you got to give them a little
Gotta give them some leeway. I hear you,
leeway there,
love.
because
Absolutely.
that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen, and it's just one of those things. So,
Yep. And
as long as you
hopefully
let
they'll
them know
get it.
about it, that's what you
Yeah.
can do.
And just buyer beware, that right now they're glitching, having issues, and, just be aware of it and stay patient. I'm sure they'll get it straightened out one way or another. Moving along, I did see a tweet yesterday. I didn't get to it because I, of course, didn't feel good and had to log off yesterday. I did see this tweet yesterday. Big Hooney tweeted out he is definitely having his most famous 4th of July party. So watch his X feed for details. Should be coming out in the next few days. That's Big Hooney's 4th of July party. I know some of you cannot wait to go to that party. So a little reminder, it nominations are open currently for the Poker Hall of Fame to be submitted. Currently, there are 63 members. 10 nominees will be announced on June 17th. The inductee will be announced on June 11th, prior to the start of Event 92, which is the $1,979 Poker Hall of Fame Bounty Tournament. There has been some issues, technical issues. As a matter of fact, I ran into it when I tried to submit my nominations. I don't know if my nomination went through or not. When how you have to put in a code so they can make sure you're a real person. Well, it wasn't accepting the code. I typed the code 25 different ways, 25 different times. It wouldn't accept the code. And uh, Craig Tapscott tweeted that he was having the same issue. And Kevin Math responded to us saying it should be resolved. But then yesterday I saw another tweet saying that somebody was now still having that issue. So please get on today and try to submit your nominations for the Poker Hall of Fame so that you can come tomorrow and let us know if it was successful. If I get a chance, I'm going to have to go and do my own again and see if they tell me I've already submitted one or not. If it was, if they don't, then I know I have to redo it again. I just haven't had a chance. But my point is, don't wait to the last minute, because if there's an issue, then you need some time to get it resolved. But again, that's the Poker Hall of Fame. Nominations are now open. John Sunuto, Matt Savage, Kathy Liebert.
Those are all three excellent people that should be in the Poker Hall of Fame.
Amen. As well as Mike Matusow. So,
the mouth? Come on.
come on. His poker speaks volumes. And you know what?
Sure does.
Honestly, I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Have your voice heard. I don't care who you vote for. Please vote. This is a chance for your voice to be heard in the poker world. Don't skip by that chance. I do want to talk about the meetup game for a minute and the Malta Poker Festival package. I'm going to pull up my computer because I pulled up the flyers that I posted yesterday. And I just want to go over the details. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, now's the time, because of course all decisions are final. Myself and the Bellagio make no guarantees as far as this package is concerned. Yvonne Montenegro, who is the founder and owner of the Malta Poker Festival, has offered this wonderful gift to us to give away at the meetup game, and she will be the one taking care of it. So, first of all, I'm going to go over what it is, and I am so thankful for her offering this to me. It was such a nice surprise to wake up to a DM about it the other morning. Just out of the clear blue sky, she offered this to us to give away. The Malta Poker Package giveaway is 5 nights at the Hilton, which includes the breakfast buffet, You can bring a guest with you to stay in the hotel with you. I don't know. I did not think to ask her if they get a free buffet too, but I know that the person that wins the package does. It's going to be one ticket for their main event, which is a $550 or no, €550 buy-in. You'll get one ticket to that event, and dinner that night at the event is included. They have a dinner and the winner gets a free dinner. The dates are locked in from October 29th, 2025 through November the 3rd, 2025. That's what the package includes. Be reminded, it does not include transportation. Let me repeat that. It does not include transportation. Now, I did look up Delta airline tickets the other day just out of curiosity, and you can get a ticket between $1,000 and $1,300 to Malta. Now, you know those prices change every day. So when you win the package, I would book the ticket as soon as possible to get it, the best price possible. Again, that ticket is not included. There is no face value of the package. It is worth $2,700, but you can't cash that out, in other words. All right, some terms and conditions. The first 36 seated players at the meetup game are going to get a ticket into the raffle for the Malta Poker package. Let me say that again. The first 36 seated players are going to get a ticket into that giveaway. The ticket into the drawing is not transferable. That means if you're there and you're like, I can't go. It's not transferable. Your name is going on that ticket. Now, here's the caveat to that. After you win it, if you want to give it away, you can give it away. Okay? So, and there's reasons I'm doing it this way, which I honestly don't think we need to dive into. But let me repeat that. If you're one of the first 36 people sitting at a table playing poker, you're going to get a ticket which is non-transferable to the drawing. It's going to be one entry per person. The winner can give the prize away. And quite honestly, I'm going to prefer that you give it away if you don't want it. Please don't try selling it. It would be really embarrassing to me if somebody tried to sell it. Just give it away. It was a present to us. Please give it away. Again, winners will pay their own transportation. The prize package has no cash value. The dates are locked in, are not changeable. The winner has to be present or there will be a redraw. The winner must be present or there will be a redraw. We're going to crown a winner that day and we're going to take pictures. So you're going to be there or we're redrawn. All decisions are final. And again, that's a 5th official Spaces meetup game. And it is a Malta Poker package giveaway. So if anybody have any questions or comments about that, and if you're in the audience, come on up if you have any questions. Please, now's the time.
What a great deal. Good for you. What a wonderful, wonderful deal. Malta is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And I tell you, it'll be a very special prize for a couple of people. A great idea, Sherry. Good for you.
Well, thank you, Rick. And I wish it were my idea. I just really appreciate, honestly, I woke up the other morning and Yvonne had messaged me and said, "Hey, I want to give you this prize package to give away, this poker package to give away." And I was floored. And for those of you that were at the very first meetup game at the Aria in 2023, Yvonne was at that meetup game. And, she supports me. She supports our spaces and what we do here. So I'm very appreciative of her offer. I wish I could take credit that it was my idea, but it wasn't. But I'm glad it was her idea for sure. And I really kind of realized yesterday after talking to her in the space, just how special it's going to be for whoever wins it, quite honestly. Um, I'm so excited. I really am excited about that package. So, anyway, I did want to go over the terms and conditions and what the package covered and all that this morning. So, if people have any questions, they certainly can ask them. Um, and yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me look at my notes. What do we need to go over? Rick, you have anything you want to bring up, bud?
No, this has been terrific today, and the information you give out is 100% wonderful. So
Thank you.
just keep on rocking, kiddo. You know.
Well, thank you. Dana, anything you want to bring up, love?
I have a question for Rick.
Perfect.
Are you from
Uh-oh.
Oklahoma?
No, I was born and raised in Chicago, and I lived in Phoenix for 10 years. But I was in Oklahoma for over 3 years when the Cherokee Nation decided to go all in with a resort in Tulsa and bring poker and table games to the state of Oklahoma. My best friend was the chief operating officer, and he brought me in to open their first table games and poker departments. And
Okay.
we had a lot of fun, because we were very lucky to have Scotty Wynn as our ambassador. And then, like Kathy Liebert and Linda and Jan came out to do seminars and have fun. Matt Azal was there with his girlfriend. Scotty kept telling me, Scotty kept telling me, make sure you give him a suite. Make sure you give him a suite. So, and he was great. I got a picture with him and Scotty and I together, and all those guys were great when they came. I'll tell you a funny story about the grinder. He's from Florida as well, and he's a
Right.
huge Miami Heat fan. And we were playing one of the big tournaments when the Heat were in the NBA Finals, and I had like 15 TVs around the poker room, and every one of them was on the Heat game in the finals. Believe me. So, and he was great too. All those guys were Mike Sexton. What a wonderful person.
Oh,
Great
I
guy.
wish I
But those were the kind
I was in his presence once, but I never really got to have a good
of.
conversation with him, and I hate that I didn't, because honestly, he definitely is one of my people I look up to in the poker world, as far as um, how we should all emulate being an ambassador for poker.
Absolutely.
I think he is a shining star to
Yep.
that.
Totally
So
agree with you.
yeah,
So that was my relationship to Oklahoma.
Very cool. Well, I'm from Alva, which is on the other side in northwest Oklahoma. You might
Oh,
have heard of.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we
And
had we had casinos in West Almond Springs and down in Roland and Tahlequah and a bunch of places
hmm
in Oklahoma. So yeah.
well, anyway, I'm in Florida now, just north of Tampa. And so I'm kind of chomping at the bit to play live again more frequently. And I saw that, you worked in Tulsa, and I think you've mentioned Oklahoma a time or two.
Sure have, and I worked for
And
the Seminole Tribe for 10 years as well as in poker. And Tampa
right
Hard Rock
on.
is Tampa Hard Rock is one of the best poker rooms in the country.
Oh
So
my God, it's so beautiful.
yeah,
It
I
was beautiful
it
before they
really is.
upgraded to, and
yeah.
now,
Now it's even
it
yeah
looks brand new 5 years later or
yeah
however long. But
yeah
It's a great room.
yeah.
I just like to joke about the fact that Oklahomans are hard to find because we typically don't leave the state.
But the HR director told me when I came in, we're going to make you an Okie. And I
Yep.
said, I said, I'm sorry, but I've been a Notre Dame fan since I was a kid.
Oh, I
And I
love
live
Well,
that.
over in Dana. I live over in Cocoa,
okay.
so I'm
Right
familiar with.
on.
I'm familiar with northern north of Tampa. That's a beautiful area up there. Dunedin,
Yes.
some of those areas over there are just beautiful. So
I enjoy
yeah,
it.
I love it.
that's
I love it. Connecting through the spaces. I love it.
there
Love
you
it.
go.
Love
That's
it.
the way to do it.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, I'm going to bring up another subject I read on Facebook, and I'm not going to say the young lady's name that posted it, um, just because I want to focus on what she wrote. Because I think it's important to give the Bellagio a bit of a shout out here. I wish Sean was here so we could talk to him about it, because, sometimes things are happening in poker rooms and we're disappointed in the outcome, but I think here's a good story to tell with a good outcome. Here we go. I dealt with a serious verbal harassment at the Bellagio. It started 2 days ago and continued to today. I told the shift manager, a veteran dealer got involved, as well as another floor person. The response was the response was kind, responsive, and appropriate. The player is now on record for the room in terms of abusive behavior. I judge major Vegas poker rooms in part by the response of the floor to how women are treated. I'm immensely grateful for the level of professionalism and how the Bellagio staff had my back. Um, and I've heard this at other MGM properties as well. Um, Aria comes to mind with one female player. Um, you know, she was part of the problem. And you know what? She got disciplined just like this guy got disciplined. And that's how it should be. If you're not behaving yourself at the poker table, there should be consequences. And of course, women are victims all the time. Men are victims too. And so kudos to Sean McCormack's staff over at the Bellagio for handling it in a professional way that took care of the poker players. So kudos to
Let me
them.
tell you, Lyndon Johnson, Jan Fisher were huge advocates of training your floor staff and making sure that their customer service skills were top notch and great for Sean. That is so wonderful to hear, because having been in the business all my career, it's good to find good people like that act professionally and do the right thing. So kudos to.
Absolutely. And I cannot agree with you more. And I just felt the need to read that out loud today. And, um, we can all learn from it for sure. I just read that Bobby put in our chat. Uh, if you're going to Malta, we were talking about Malta. He writes, and you will get to meet me. I think I'm working the Malta gig. I love that, Bobby. I hope you are. I hope you are working in Malta for the Malta Poker Festival. That would be awesome. And I hope I'm coming there myself. I'm hoping to win the prize package. And, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's awesome, Bobby. Glad to hear it. And Dana, thanks for posting Shannon Shorr's tweet about the parking deck, because I definitely wanted to get that word out this morning about the parking deck
Welcome.
wars, and we may have a solution. Love it. ASG, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, just wanted to, now that I have a minute, give my thought on the TOC. It was something that it was nice that the people who had a circuit ring had their own tournament. I don't know how I'd feel winning, getting this Bahamas package, unless if they change what the Bahamas is like, because at least the past couple years, especially last year, the Bahamas has been more of a high roller experience, where that $2,500 buy-in you got there was the lowest priced buy-in event, bracelet event they had. So I don't know if it's really something that like circuit people are really gonna, you know, uh, I guess love if they keep having it as being, oh, once I use my $2,500 seat, like I'm basically, there's no other events I can afford.
Right. And I hear you loud and clear. And quite honestly, it's going to be interesting to see if they change up that schedule at any this year or not. Valid point for sure. Valid points for sure. Thank you for that, ASG. You doing okay this morning?
Yeah. Just finishing up some work stuff, doing well, getting psyched to come to Vegas, but still another few weeks away.
I know. Let me tell you, every day I'm like, okay, that's one more day off the calendar because I am getting pumped. Like I'm so pumped. And yesterday's show with Yvonne, it made it 20 times worse. Or is that better? You know what I mean? Because yes, I'm psyched, but it's still 10 days away, 20, 11 days away, whatever it is. But I hear you. I hear you for sure. All right, you guys, I'm going to go over some of these announcements we haven't said in a few days just for anybody that's new or just showed up. Um, the WPT Gold Rush Lounge is located at Old Red on the third floor, and that is open Thursday through Sunday, 5 p.m. through 9 p.m. And they have a special kind of fun menu, and you get 50% off if you're a WPT Gold member online, of course. And so you definitely want to stop by there. I'm sure they're doing giveaways and stuff as time goes on. That building, just for those of you that may not know where Old Red is, it's the new red brick building that's on the corner in front of the restaurants and shops in front of the Horseshoe. There's that little shopping restaurant area. And then on the very corner of that, on the boulevard, on Las Vegas Boulevard, is a brand new red brick building. And you're going to wonder how they squeezed it in there, but they did. Anyway, it's the third floor of that building is the WPT Gold Rush Lounge. Also, the poker.org is going to have their lounge opened at the end of June. And where do I have that written? Somewhere. Oh, yeah. June 24th through July 11th, the Poker.org Legends Lounge is going to be open. And you just need to be join their website. So when you walk into their lounge, they're going to ask you your name. They're going to put it in the computer, and then you just walk in. And they give free snacks and drinks there. It's really a cool vibe. A great place if you need a little break from what's going on in the poker world. Or from a tournament, you can just go in there. There's tables and sofas and all kinds of places to chill out. A great place to say, hey, Dana, meet me over at the lounge. And you just have, it's a great place to meet somebody because it's centrally located right by Binion's in the Horseshoe. Um, as a matter of fact, I met the Cookie Monster there last year and I had him on for an interview shortly after. So, I have to give credit to software because he had said to me the day before, the day of, hey, I met this guy, Cookie Monster, played at my table. We need to get him on. And lo and behold, either that day or the next day, I was at the Poker Org Lounge checking in, and he was behind me. And so, and he had just won his bracelet. And so we got him on for an interview, and great guy. Great guy. So that's what's going on. Those two lounges are open or going to be opening. And don't forget, they have special hours. So I don't have the poker.org Legends Lounge hours. I just have the dates of June 24th through July 11th. So that's all I can tell you about that. Trying to look at my notes real quick to see if there's any other announcements. Don't forget to download that WSOP Plus app if you're going to the WSOP. Um, I want to say I saw a tweet or a Facebook announcement that, yes, I did, um, that the circuit schedule is no longer going to be on the WSOP site. You're going to have the app to get the circuit schedules. So yeah, they're making us do stuff. They're forcing us to do stuff, people. So if you're going to go online trying to look for a circuit schedule, you and there may be an error message that comes up, so to speak, that says, go to the app to find the scheduling. So anyway, the circuit schedules are going on WSOP Plus. So just an FYI, people, prepare yourself.
They're
All
gonna
right.
have to start paying us for our own customer service.
Well, and you know what I'm going to tell you what I'm fearing, and I've said this 2 or 3 times in the last week,
Mm-hmm.
and that is once they get it all sorted out, they're going to start charging us to have that app.
Yep. That's
And that's going to piss me off if they do.
Mhm.
I'm just going to
If they're
tell you.
still owned by Caesars, I would agree with you. Knowing that company, having worked for them for 8.5 years, but I don't know if this. I think they're owned by GG Poker now, right? So,
Yes.
I hope they don't go that way. That would be awful. You know, the whole idea of having an app is to just make it easier for everyone to find things and do things. So that'd be absolutely stupid to charge people for it.
And I totally agree. But this world is click happy. What can I do for clicks? Well, the best way to make to get clicks is to hold people hostage to your app that they can't play circuit events or the WSOP without it. I mean, think about it, people. Um, and I pray to God I'm wrong. And I hope somebody comes to me every year and say, you're wrong. They're not doing it. You're wrong. You were wrong. I pray for that. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong in this case. But to me, it's sort of like the writing on the wall, honestly. All right. I'm going to go around the horn to my two panelists. And then we're going to end this unless somebody else comes up and has something to say. I'm sorry that Brad couldn't join us this morning. I have no idea what took place. Um, Hopefully he'll be able to get it sorted though. He was here yesterday. The same thing happened, but I didn't know about it until him and I compared notes later in the day. And he was like, I was in there. And I was like, I didn't even see you. And here we are. It's again today. If you're just tuning in, we may not be able to see you in the goo. There's some kind of glitch going right now that we cannot see you. And if you're requesting and I cannot see you, I can't see your request because Brad came in and he requested and we could not see him. So not sure what's going on, but hopefully we can figure it out. All right, I'm going to go around the horn here and then we're going to end this so we can get on with our day, folks. Dana, you have anything you want to tell us about or anything you'd like to comment about?
Well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and break my news.
Yes.
Um, so I've been writing for Rounder magazine for a little over a year now. It started with the Sign Guy article, and I've done a couple since. Anyway, they gave me the opportunity to interview Princess Love, and the article and the magazine is going to be in circulation at WSOP, WPT, all around Vegas this summer with my little byline, and I'm just ridiculously excited.
I love that so congratulations. Now,
Thank you.
I think I played poker with her.
She's a sweetheart.
Is she somebody's wife? Like, remind me who she is.
She's in Love and Hip Hop, and she's Ray J's wife.
Yes, I played
Yeah.
poker with her.
Yep.
I was like, wait,
And
this has got to be the same guy. What a lovely gal.
yeah, and she is not just an up and comer, but she is like a legend in the making. I predict she'll probably be in the Women's Poker Hall of Fame in 25 years.
Good for her.
She's like hit the ground running, making. She played Jonathan Little for Heads Up at that Storm X Invitational game.
Love it.
Like,
Love it. Absolutely love it. And I'm going to tell you, she was an absolute delight at the table. We had so much fun at that table. We really did have a great table that day. It was a ladies' event, a WPT ladies' event last year. And was it WPT or was it the WSOP? May have been the WSOP. I'll have to go back and look at my notes. But anyway, um, she was a delight. Well,
yep.
congratulations,
Thank
Dana.
you. And
Good
she'll
for
have like
you.
a look for like details if I find them, or if the magazine gives them to me, I'll let you know. She's having like a little meetup, a little signing.
Perfect. Perfect.
So
Let us know.
anyway, yay.
Definitely let us know. And I will definitely be looking for a copy of that or two.
Yes, ma'am.
For sure. Well, that is great news. And you know what? I love leaving on a high note. So we are gonna leave on a high note. Congratulating Dana. And Rick, do you have anything else to add to that,
No,
my
congratulations,
friend?
Dana. That sounds terrific. Good for you.
Thank you.
I love it. So High note of the day, Dana's got an article coming out in Rounders on Princess Love. So be on the lookout around poker rooms for copies of that magazine for sure. And here we have an upcoming writer in the poker world. You heard it here first. Uh, and you know what? If you're playing today, good luck on the felt. If you're not, go touch some grass, folks. I'm going to go to the casino with my kids and maybe play some craps here in a few minutes. So hopefully the creeper old guy won't come up between my daughter and her friend like he did the other day. If you're an older gentleman and you're walking up to a craps table and there are two young ladies, don't say some bullshit like, hey, can I just squeeze in between the two of you? Yeah, because you will see the wrath of their mother. And he, recognized error of his ways right quick and apologized to his kudos. Sean McCormack, um, I'm going to offer you a microphone, my friend. I wanted you to know that we are giving the Bellagio a little shout out this morning for handling a situation with a female player. And I read her Facebook post. I think I tagged you in it, as a matter of fact. But kudos to the Bellagio staff for handling the situation in, in the player's eyes, terrifically. So kudos to the Bellagio staff. Um, Hey, Sean McCormack.
Good morning, everyone. It took me a little bit to get up here, but here I am. I probably missed half of what you said. We got to get Elon to fix this delay here on these
Uh,
spaces.
Let me tell you something. Poor Brad, yesterday and today, has come into this space, requested to speak, and we can't even see him. He sent me a screenshot. He said, I'm in here. I'm requesting. We can't even see him on the screen. So who knows how many more this is happening to? It's nuts.
Well, I think Elon's about to dive back more into the tech now. He's freed up some of his time, so maybe we'll get him to we'll send him a note or whatever
Oh,
we
I
call it.
hope so. I'm going to tweet him here in a little bit
I was gonna
because
say I'll tweet him.
oh no, I will be tweeting. You can too, but I will be tweeting him in a little bit. Um, because what's the answer to that? We don't even know how to fix that. We know when you can't hear too well or whatever, or can't hear another person, you go out, come back in, but we can't even see the person. I don't even know. I honestly don't know. Sean McCormack, what's going on, my friend?
Nothing for me today. I actually I'll treat it as a wellness day, but my nephews are in town. They come in every summer. So taking the day off, taking them to a buffet of their choice, and then we're going to some like show event around 2 o'clock. So it's going to be a fun day.
Well, that's fun indeed. How old are they?
Oh my God. Okay, so the
Estimate,
eldest,
estimate.
the eldest was 18 months and my ring bearer, and now he's 15. So I don't know where the time went. And he's
Oh.
literally an inch shorter than me now, and I can't handle it because he's going to be taller than me next year for sure. I can't handle this.
Now you're going to know what it's like to be in Brandon's world. Anyway, that sounds like fun. They're at a fun age. You guys can really do some great things that are around Vegas. That's cool. How long are they in town for?
They fly back out. It's a short trip for them. They're here for about 3.5 days, so they fly back out Friday morning.
That's very cool.
Yeah, the other one's
Have fun with
11,
them.
so definitely good ages for doing some
Hell
fun
yeah.
stuff.
Well, I was giving you the Bellagio and you and your crew a shout out because young lady posted in Facebook that she had a problem with another customer and the Bellagio handled it well and she was sending you guys flowers. So I read her post out loud. I did not give her name, but I did read her post out loud so we can give you guys some kudos as well. So that's what I was talking about when you were trying to get up here.
Hey, Sean, have they ever been to Meow Wolf, the Omega Mart?
We took them there 2 years ago, and they loved it. They
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
very cool.
And kudos to you, man, for getting that shout out from that lady, because it sounds like
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
That's
staff is just great. So good for you, man.
yeah. We have a near I can't say across the board, but we have a near zero tolerance policy when it comes to harassing
Yeah.
people. And when those things happen, and you know better than most, we just want to know right away so we can take the steps right away. Because if it escalates so far, then it's just harder to put out a bigger fire. So just let us know those things right away, even if it's just a heads up. Hey, watch table 8C3. He might be a goofy guy or something like that. That way we can keep eyes on it, and you're out of that hot seat. So yeah, don't let it escalate. I tell the dealers the same thing. I train that all the time. I say, hey, just because you're a dealer that can take the heat, you're doing a disservice to your other dealers when the person escalates. So just let
That's
us know
correct.
as fast as possible.
Great advice. That's just terrific. Great advice.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the
Hell
example
yeah.
the example I used to give with dealers, I would always say, I usually do it when we're hiring new dealers, and I'd have like 10 or 12 of them around, and I would look at them and say, hey, if the first guy, if the first dealer with the first person says, like he's like, oh fuck, okay, that's innocuous. Nobody's going to report that, and I don't expect you to report that. But it's something to keep in your mind. And if the second dealer comes through and now he's escalated, he's like, oh, motherfucker. Okay, we need to know that.
Yeah.
We need to know that. Even if you can take it, we need to know. Just let the floor know on your way to the next table. Hey, this guy got a
Right?
little off, because if you don't say something, now dealer 5 comes through, and now the guy's like, motherfucking dealer or something, or throws cards or something like that. And if you had let us know on the first, second, or even third dealer, we could have put that fire out. We could have either excused that player for the day, told him to take a walk, or just had the chat that we need to have. But again, like I always tell people, protect yourself, but help us protect you by giving us that information as fast as possible.
Absolutely. Great advice.
Oh yeah, for sure. The faster you extinguish it, the more fun you can have, people. Come on, think about it that way. Like, let's not let this ruin our fun. I have another subject I want to bring up to you, Sean. If you don't mind, we pick your brain again here in the poker spaces. A couple of days ago, it was brought up that Tyler was sitting in a tournament, one of the chip leaders, and the floor came over to color him up, and they wanted to take all of the color of the one color. He only wanted to give them part of it. He wanted to, like they wanted 3 million, he wanted them to only take 2 million, and there was a little bit of a verbal altercation, and he did end up getting a round penalty for the verbal altercation. But I guess at some point they threatened to DQ him because he wouldn't give up the two or the whole 3 million in chips. So, and I might add, this was before the normal chip up time. So the TD was just trying to get ahead of the game. Saw a big stack of those colors and of that color and just was trying to get ahead of the game. So credit to that person. But, is that an argument really? I mean, if I'm a player, like, is it okay for me to say, hey, Sean, could I just keep some of those since it's not the chip up time yet? Or what's your thought about that?
That's a good question. I'm going to mic check real quick because I think I lost you for half a second, but everybody can hear me still?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll admit, I'm the first one to admit this. I'm calling Paul Campbell. like when it comes to these things, I stay in my lane. Not that I don't know tournaments. Of course, I know them front and back. I could operate one, I could run one, all that stuff. I know what it takes. But I lean on the TDs that do this every single day for things like this. And it's probably a topic that should be brought up at TDA, because Matt Savage himself has been on both sides of this fence of they should be allowed to just color up whenever they want. But I also understand it from the player's perspective. Like, I don't want my stack to look 90% of what it did a second ago in a round where chips still, like there's an image play here. And I get that from the player side. So I'm empathetic to the
But
players
and
here.
also,
But at the end of the day, and I'll just say this one piece, the operation of the tournament is to the TDs. So whether I'm 51-49 in favor of the TDs here, the operation of the tournament always comes first. Tournament chips are communal. They're not yours. This isn't a cash game. They're allowed to do this, but I think the topic should come up because it's a pain point for players. So we can't just bulldozer you guys. We need to listen to you guys and find whatever in the middle here that makes sense to run the operation smoothly, but also not disrupt the play
well, and that's the
running
problem for
smoothly.
me is the disruption. If you're going to disrupt me at a non chip up time, And I understand why you are, because I have a million of these chips, and and it's easier if you do my stack first, so to speak, and before the chip up. I get it, but at the same token, I'm a chip leader, and you are disturbing my play with this. And now we're arguing over the amount you're gonna take, and yeah, for me, it's just the disruption. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, honestly, like I just am focusing on my tournament, and now I'm focusing on these chips, and so for me it's just I don't want to be interrupted like that. And if I ask you, hey, and now if I'm rude to you, no problem, but if I'm asking you nicely, hey, can I just keep some of these? I don't think it should be an issue, um because we're avoiding taking more of my time away from the game, which is why I'm there. So,
And I will say this is exactly why I think this needs to be discussed in an open forum with TDs, because you are 100% right. On the tournament side, we have a what I would call a culture problem with TDs sometimes. It's not systemic everywhere, but it does have this it's my way or the highway thing, because in tournaments, we can just hold your ass to the coals and say, well, you got a penalty, which is just like we can't do that to cash game players. So the power in the poker rooms, the dynamic is very different, as we all know, between live and tournaments, because again, the structure of the tournament allows us to penalize you in a way. And I am one to say that you should lead with the big stick last. You shouldn't be penalizing players. You guys have paid us to do a service and stuff like that. But if you break a rule and stuff like that, we know when it's supposed to happen. But again, TDs do lead with the big stick a lot more than we do on the live side. So I kind of think this needs to be talked out between the players and the TDs and come to an understanding that, hey, for, if the players are saying, whether it's for gameplay reasons or just for image reasons, I'm cool with that. Like, we all have good luck things and all that. I have them too. I play slots and I'll always go out the same door. I always cash in the same ATM. We all have these little quirks when it comes to gambling, whether it's poker or anything else. So I think we need to be cognizant, listen to the players, and come to an understanding of whatever makes the most sense. But I will say this, Sherry, and as a little caveat, you're saying that the guy got in an argument. The argument is just foolish, and we both know it is. You just can't argue. That's like arguing with a cop when you're receiving the ticket. It's pointless at that point. Just deal with it and walk away from the table and have that conversation. But imagine this. If he had went to the bathroom and the TD just colored him up, he would have done it anyways. You know what I'm saying? If you
right.
stepped away from the table and the TD had just done it, it would have just happened anyways. You would have came back and you'd have just ate it. There's nothing you can do. So again, I think it's a conversation. It's not one way or the other, but in the moment, let the TD do his job and then open the conversation.
Right. And don't disrupt the player. It's both sides.
100%.
Both sides. Like, it's got to be, with little, disruption. Just tapping them on the shoulder and asking for the chips is disruption, right? But doing it, where it blows up to something. Come on, you guys. Both sides. Come on. Come on.
And I'd even be willing to say something like if I was a TD in this spot, and I'm sure there's TDs that are going to roll their eyes at this. If you had just folded your hand, let's say you're in the, I don't know, the middle position somewhere, and you had just folded, and I walk up to you and say, hey, Sherry, do you mind if I color these up real quick? If not, I'll come back next hand. Give you a choice like that sounds like both positives.
Yes.
And then you're kind of you're part of the operation with us. We still do what we need to do, but we made you own it as well. It's not what you say, it's how you say it kind of thing, guys. This is what we
100%.
preach all the time. Put it into practice. Literally, they're your guest. Treat them as such. Tournament players don't work for us. I think sometimes TDs think that. I'm sorry. This is like welcome to Sean's TED Talk with TDs. But like again, I do see this issue with TDs where again they just bulldozer in, they say whatever they're gonna say, and you just deal with it. And I don't think it's right. So again, I'm hoping to open this conversation up starting with this.
I love that. Absolutely love that. And, we can't get it to an easy solution without talking about it. And sometimes the conversations are easy, sometimes the conversations are hard, but the solution is what we're after. So, um, you know,
Do you mind if I plug something real quick?
no, plug, plug, plug.
Awesome. If you guys are in Las Vegas and need to take a break away from the traditional poker table, the CSOP has two awesome events coming up this Thursday and Friday. One is Cups for Kids, and the other one, I don't know off the top of my head, it's so bad, but it's Thursday and Friday at the Sterling Club in Las Vegas. It's a Matt Stout event. Go check it out. It's awesome. These events during the CSOP events during WSOP always have large fields, and there's always like cool people, cool pros that always show up, or celebrities.
I'm going to tell you, I've been to a couple of those myself. I highly recommend it. They also do some great silent auctions. I don't know if they'll have any this week, but um, when they do, they're awesome. I've definitely done pictures at those events before, taking pictures for Matt, and he does a great job raising money for different charities around Vegas and other places. He's a big dollar raiser for St. Jude's Hospital. So the food banks and many other um, projects as well. So glad you brought that up, Sean, for sure. Are you going to either one of them?
Full disclosure, full transparency, I do sit on the board of CSOP, so I am shamelessly plugging it, but it is all for a good cause. I do get to, as one awesome thing about sitting on the board, I do get to see where all the money goes, and I promise you, every single dollar goes back out. Sherry named a bunch of those foundations. You know, there's the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation, there's Three Square, there's a ton of different great foundations, not just around Las Vegas, but you know, he takes us on the road. We go to Borgata, we go to North Carolina. There's a bunch of great causes around the country. So,
Yeah, and
but
Florida.
yes, I will be at the one on Friday night. I cannot make the one on Thursday, unfortunately.
All right, you guys got his coordinates. Friday, go take his chip stacks. Go take his chip stacks. Don't miss that event. It's awesome. Lots of fun stuff, lots of fun poker, and people show up for those events for sure. If I was in town, I definitely would be going. And I think I would be playing this time. I don't think I would be taking photos just because every time I've gone, I've taken photos and not played. And I really want to play one time. So definitely some great events. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else to bring up? If not, we're going to sign off. Sean, you got anything else, buddy?
No, I love what you do. Keep it up and keep improving the game of poker and the game we love. Thanks.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And Rick, any last
No,
thoughts?
it's great to hear that from Sean. And I totally agree, Sean. I think that's something TDA needs to take up and at least discuss it, you know, and get some input about those types of things.
100%. Miss Dana, any last comments or questions?
Oh, the whole color up situation, I have opinions, but
Go ahead. We like opinions. Go ahead.
well, the color up situation when you're a chip leader in a major tournament happens less for the player, but more for the tournament uh, runners, right? The directors
Right.
and such. So my argument is just decorum, and this guy was already a bracelet winner. So I think, as a pokertainment connoisseur, I just have expectations of champions, and I expect champion behavior. And so it was. I've never heard of this guy before, and then I learned that, this was his second bracelet that he won, and he had treated the staff like that. And it was just kind of gross. So that's my argument, is just putting higher expectations on the players. You know, granted, they're, in the middle of your hand and your chip stack's going to look smaller or whatever, but just do it, and then reach out to the floor during break, like Sean said. You know, that's
There's a
all.
there's a way of doing it, right? On both sides of the coin. There's a way to approach it. There's a way to handle it. And whether you're the player or the employee, you should always be acting in a professional kind of way. I don't care who the hell you are,
Yeah.
right?
Yep, good point, Dana. Very good point.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, I'm signing off because I want to go out with my kids, plain and simple. We got some gambling to do today. I don't get to do it very often with them. So I hope everybody has a great day. Enjoy those nephews, Sean McCormack, and Dana, Rick, thanks for joining us on the panel for sure. Sean, you too. If you've been trying to get in here and you couldn't, or whatever these glitches are, I'm sorry. Hopefully, Twitter will get this worked out soon for us. ASG, thank you as always too. Appreciate those of you that have been in here that I can actually see, and Brad too. D-Man, Exec Deck, DFS Brat, Michael. I see Modfather. How are you, bud? We're just signing off, my friends. So have a great day. Appreciate all of you. Get outside, touch that grass, people. Bye.